Imagine a land overflowing with riches. Diamonds sparkle under the sun, gold veins run through the mountains, and oil reserves promise endless wealth. It sounds like paradise, doesn't it? But what if these very riches became a curse, trapping the people in a cycle of poverty and despair? This is the story of the resource curse, a phenomenon where countries with vast natural resources often struggle with economic and social development. It sounds paradoxical, but history has shown us that it's all too real. In the 17th century, the Spanish Empire obtained enormous wealth and power from its resource-rich colonies in South America through gold. However, despite the outward appearance of wealth and splendor, the economy was actually declining. The influx of riches from its colonies became a double-edged sword, masking the urgent need for innovation and economic diversification. Unfortunately, this oversight became Spain's downfall, leading to centuries of economic stagnation. This historical saga serves as a cautionary tale, a vivid reminder of the perils that come with a singular reliance on natural resources. Spain's grandeur, built on the wealth extracted from its colonies, masked the rot within its economic foundations. The failure to adapt, innovate, and diversify ultimately sealed Spain's fate, offering a timeless lesson about the pitfalls of overdependence on finite resources. Take the case of Congo, a country with unimaginable mineral wealth. Despite being extremely rich in precious minerals, with an estimated $35 trillion in untapped deposits of raw minerals in the country, including the world's largest reserves of cobalt, 51% of known reserves, and significant quantities of diamonds and gold, Congo is among the 5 poorest nations in the world. In 2022, nearly 62% of Congolese, around 60 million people, lived on less than $2.15 a day. About 1 out of 6 people living in extreme poverty in SSA lives in Congo. Decades of corruption and mismanagement have allowed a select few to exploit the resources, leaving the majority of the population mired in poverty. Congo holds a pivotal role as the largest supplier of cobalt, an essential component in electric car batteries. Cobalt's significance in the rapidly growing electric vehicle industry has positioned Congo as a key player in the global resource market. Despite the high demand for cobalt, Congo remains in a state of poverty. The story is similar in many other resource-rich nations. From oil-rich Nigeria to Venezuela, governments succumb to corruption, neglecting other sectors like agriculture and education. During the 1970s oil boom, both Nigeria and Venezuela experienced substantial increases in their debt loads. However, when oil prices declined in the 1980s, lenders ceased providing loans to them. Consequently, many of these nations defaulted on their debts, leading to additional charges in the form of penalty interest, further exacerbating their financial troubles. As early as 1976, Juan Pablo Pérez Alfonso, the Venezuelan oil minister and co-founder of OPEC, foresaw the consequences, warning that
10 years from now, 20 years from now, you will see, oil will bring us ruin. It is the devil's excrement.
For example, in Africa, when a big part of what they export is oil and related stuff, it usually means their economy isn't growing well. On the flip side, countries with fewer natural resources, like some in Asia, Singapore, Taiwan, and South Korea, and Europe, have boosted their people's living standards through significant economic changes. Interestingly, when a country with lots of oil also sells many other things, not just oil, their economy tends to grow better. As early as 1711, The Spectator observed that countries with abundant resources often experience poor living conditions. The notion that resource wealth could be more of an economic curse than a blessing gained prominence in the 1950s and 1960s. Numerous studies since then have delved into the intricacies of the resource curse, often compared to the challenges faced by lottery winners who suddenly find themselves managing immense wealth. Now, you might be wondering, what causes this supposed curse? Is it just a correlation or something deeper? Imagine you're the ruler and your nation has a golden goose, its resources. The attention shifts to protecting this valuable asset, leaving little room for innovation and development. The reliance on resource exports creates a Dutch disease. When a country discovers valuable natural resources such as oil or minerals, it can lead to an appreciation of the national currency. This, in turn, makes other exports more expensive and less competitive on the global market, leading to a decline in other sectors like agriculture or manufacturing. The sudden influx of wealth can destabilize government income and spending, leading to a decline in investments and overall economic instability. Overcoming the challenges of the resource curse is not an impossible task, and we can see this from success stories around the world. Norway stands out as a beacon of effective resource management, leveraging its oil revenue wisely to establish a sovereign wealth fund. This fund is not merely a financial reserve but a strategic investment in the future, ensuring that the benefits of natural resources extend far beyond the present generation. As of September 2023, it had over $1,477 billion in assets and held, on average, 1.5% of all of the world's listed companies, making it the world's largest single sovereign wealth fund in terms of total assets under management. This translates to roughly $270,000 per Norwegian citizen. This is the story of the resource curse, a phenomenon that has puzzled economists for decades. Yet, amidst this paradox, other nations, completely devoid of natural resources, have risen to the top of the economic ladder. South Korea, Singapore, Taiwan, and Hong Kong stand as shining examples of this exceptional achievement. These nations, devoid of natural endowments, have outpaced resource-rich countries in terms of economic growth, human development, and technological advancement. How did they achieve this remarkable feat? In the dynamic landscape of East Asia, South Korea stands as a testament to resilience and strategic foresight. In the aftermath of the Korean War, when the nation was grappling with economic challenges and ranked among the world's poorest countries, South Korea's GDP per capita in the early 1960s was below $100. Remarkably, this figure was even lower than that of Haiti, Ethiopia, or Yemen, positioning South Korea among the most economically challenged nations. South Korea shifted its focus towards export-oriented industrialization, marking a turning point in its economic trajectory. South Korea's commitment to rebuilding human capital and embracing cutting-edge technology not only resurrected its economy but also catapulted the nation to global prominence. Fast forward to the present, and the results are staggering. With a GDP surpassing $1.6 trillion, South Korea has emerged as an economic powerhouse. The nation has become synonymous with excellence in electronics, semiconductors, and automobiles, showcasing the transformative power of wise investments in education, infrastructure, and technology. Meanwhile, Singapore, a pint-sized island with no natural resources to boast of, defied conventional expectations. With a population of only 5.4 million, this Southeast Asian city-state has become an economic marvel on the global stage. By embracing stringent regulations, emphasizing efficiency, and committing to free trade, Singapore emerged as a beacon of economic prowess, a global financial hub, and a bustling trade center. The juxtaposition of Singapore's accomplishments becomes even more remarkable when considering its relatively small population. With a robust GDP exceeding $337 billion, Singapore showcases how strategic planning and an unwavering commitment to economic principles can pave the way for success in the absence of traditional resource wealth. The city-state story exemplifies that economic prosperity is not solely determined by geographical size or resource abundance, but is, in fact, a testament to visionary governance and astute economic policies. Turning our attention to Taiwan and Hong Kong, two entities navigating similar trajectories, both regions underscore the potential for resourcefulness and strategic planning to overcome geographical limitations. Taiwan, with a GDP surpassing $1.2 trillion, has carved a niche as a major player in the semiconductor industry, showcasing the transformative impact of prioritizing technological expertise and innovation. Meanwhile, Hong Kong, despite lacking abundant natural resources, became a leading financial center and a gateway to China, boasting a GDP exceeding $364 billion. These figures underscore the immense success achievable through astute planning, emphasizing the importance of human capital, technology, and a forward-thinking approach to economic development. The success of these resource-poor nations serves as a valuable lesson for countries blessed with natural wealth. By focusing on human capital development, technological innovation, and sound governance, resource-rich countries can avoid the pitfalls of the resource curse and build a sustainable and prosperous future. The story of these nations reminds us that natural resources are not the only determinants of economic success. Resourcefulness, strategic planning, and a commitment to long-term development can overcome even the most challenging circumstances. Let us learn from these success stories and strive to create a world where economic prosperity is not limited by resource availability but by human ingenuity and ambition. Until next time, consider subscribing for more engaging content and sharing your thoughts in the comments below.